Hello everyone, this is Huafang Li. In this short video, we are going to talk about the influence of information technology, especially AI, on talent management for public sector. So in general, government use AI for following tasks: providing safety and security, delivering public service, collecting revenues, and being effective and efficient. Right. So, how government uses AI tools to achieve these goals? You can have different examples in reality. So, for instance, when we talk about providing safety and security, AI technology can help you. On the one hand, of course, it may be a concern for privacy, but on the other hand, AI can also be used for identity security. Delivering service, that's another area AI can be very effective and beneficial. And also collecting revenues. This is using AI to detect where tax loopholes is and where government can actually invest more while to yield tax revenues. Right? And of course, using AI, the main purpose is, of course, to be effective and be efficient. So how can we actually analyze the complex landscape of AI usage in the public sector? Because this will influence how the public sector use AI to manage talents, right? So here's a framework provided by Young and the co-authors. So they want to focus on how much autonomy or discretion we are willing to give to AI at different levels. So at the micro level, for the low discretion, like, okay, you just enter in data, right, for the AI to issuing license or permits, etc. And the medium discretion will be, for example, placing children in forced care or sentencing and probation, hearing, etc. And high discretion will be facing emergency, immediately respond to that emergency. At the organizational level, the low discretion will be facilities operations. Median discretion will be help hiring process, evaluate people, performance management. So this is the core for this course, talent management, right? So, and also that the high discretion side, like setting the goals or planning strategically, also will influence the hiring, performance evaluation, etc. Right? We'll talk about this a little bit more later. And at the institutional level, you have statutory obligations. This is a quite low discretion example. And you can use AI to formulate policy that will be median discretion. And the high discretion examples including crisis response and management. Basically, you trust the AI's decision in responding to crisis like COVID outbreak, during another pandemic or earthquake, etc. Right? So, how can we know AI will, at least under certain conditions, perform better than human? Right? So under certain conditions, particularly when we use AI for the public sector tasks, we at least are looking at the advantages of AI. For example, task scalability, right? So one human's capability is always limited, but AI can scale the small things into a vast scale. And the second is AI can significantly lower the costs, as compared to the tasks performed by human. and also under certain conditions, again, right, it will significantly improve the quality of tasks as compared um, to human. So based on scalability, cost, and the quality, we can say under certain conditions, AI is more useful in a sense, and these are the benefits of using AI. So how can we actually, for sure, like AI is under these certain conditions, actually perform better, outperform human beings? Well, we don't have a definite answer to the question, but we can always use the established criteria we when we try to evaluate human beings, and use these criteria to evaluate AI. So, for example, we are going to focus on effectiveness, efficiency, equity, especially when nowadays we are talking about responsible AI or ethical AI. Right? So, putting social equity back to public administration, talent management is critical, because this is one of the goals for the public sector. And we are also going to talk about this is responding to the separation of powers. Basically, we are going to look at whether or not this is manageable, and whether or not this is legit, and whether or not this is politically feasible, right? So managerial basically are responding to the administrative branch, and legitimacy. So we are looking at judicial ones and Supreme Courts. And then political feasibility, we are talking about legislative body. So when the Congress, it is possible if you are going to pass some policies regarding AI being used in, for example, federal government employee reform, etc. Right? So this is corresponding to the separation of powers we discussed before. Okay, so say for example, we can use these criteria to evaluate AI in public sector, right? So then down to the very, very fundamental question: can AI replace human? I know this is like more like a speculation than I can provide a confirmation or a very sound answer to the question. I don't have a very confident answer to the question. It's more like starting the conversation, right? We know in some areas AI is actually replacing frontline workers, right? You see many like routine jobs being replaced by programs, and but the question is really, can we have some sort of confidence in managers and the leaders say, okay, they use them somehow their personal experience, somehow their intuitions, and somehow their entrepreneurships to lead the public sector. We trust them, right? But is there anything that AI can do to facilitate the decision-making process? I won't say like totally replacement, right? This is too early to confirm, but at least start the conversation or start thinking like what kind of things at the leadership level or managerial level can actually use AI to benefit managers and leaders' decision-making process. So that will significantly improve the public sector, including managing talents. So essentially, we are looking at a more healthy relationship between AI and the public sector talents. we are not talking about replacement in a sense, right? So it's inevitable we are going to witness in the near future some of the jobs, especially routine jobs, will be replaced. Then some of the things, like if they are, can we trust them at a very high level discretion, right? Let AI make the decision, then we follow. Is that even possible? Again, this short video are not going to provide you any sound evidence or provide you a very firm answer to these questions. The only hope is we start thinking as you work for public sector or for the nonprofit sector, really thinking about the influence of AI and other emerging technology. All right, thank you very much. That will be all for this short video.